What up, world? On that with Mr. Be Great today, Lamar King Sr. Thank y'all for tuning in once again. So let's jump right in. We are not perfect. We are not perfect people. Like, I know with the whole social media aspect and how people post their accomplishments, you know, their highlight reel, like, in which is a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. I love to scroll down my timeline on my news feed and see the great things and the great accomplishments my friends and families are doing today. And without social media, I probably wouldn't know it. But at the end of the day, I'm still perfect. Yeah, I post my highlights just as well as everyone else. But I'm not gonna I don't post when I'm going through depression. I don't post when I'm going through, you know, an overthinking moment. I'm not posting when, you know, the bills are past due. And let's just be real about it. We all have obstacles and challenges that we have to overcome in life. And social media has made us to where we hide them and make them be ashamed of them and make us feel like we're not accomplishing our goals, make them feel like we're behind, you know, the learning curve or what have you. But I'm here to tell you that you are not perfect. You are gonna, you know, encounter some things in life that's gonna make you question yourself. But I'm here to tell you that you have to continue to thrive and keep pushing. You have to continue to understand that without the setbacks and shortcomings, with this, you know, this perfect life that we all seek, but we seldom achieve. Without those shortcomings, it would be a facade. It would be a fairy tale. It would be a motion picture. But our life is not that. Our life is filled with adversity, filled with, you know, the triumphs over the things and that try to have a stronghold over our life. And some days I'm killing it. Some days I'm just, you know, I'm clicking on all cylinders. You know, I'm running like a well-oiled machine. And other days I don't even want to get out of bed sometimes. Or I can't get out of my head for some reason or another. And I know I'm not the only person on this planet that deals with these things. Am I the only person that can be honest about it? I don't know. That remains to be seen. But regardless if I'm being honest with you or am I being honest with my Instagram, my TikTok followers, my YouTube subscribers, I have to be honest with myself. And stop putting so much pressure and so much, you know, anxiety and anguish on yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are your worst enemy. You take yourself through these valleys and these cricket curves and, you know, all the things that we put ourselves through because we expect our lives to be better than what it is. Most people expect themselves to be farther along than they are now. And guess what? I do too. I'm like, damn, I should have been here. Why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? I'm questioning where I am. But I'm here to tell you people, you are where you are for a reason. That's why so many people, when they come into an abundance of success, they lose it because a lot of times they don't feel like they're supposed to be there. Even when things are going super good, people will still shoot themselves in the foot by, you know, undercutting their abilities, by undermining their achievements. This is too good to be true. Oh, that's too good to be true. Like, you are here to achieve what you want out of life and to exceed it. And when we exceed those expectations that we have placed on ourselves, which at the end of the day, those expectations are far lower than what you obviously can do. It's just how our minds have been programmed in today's society to expect more. We expect to have a perfect, 1600 SAT score. Like, we have to stop putting more stress and pain and anguish on ourselves. Because I'm here to tell you that you are not going to get a 100 on the test. And we do it all the time. We do it on the job. We do it in school. We do it in our relationship. We do it with our kids. Man, I should be a better parent. You're giving them everything you got and some. You're working your fingers to the bone. You're going from football practice to cheerleading practice to recitals to school functions to parent-teacher conferences to move-in days at colleges to graduation. You're paying the bills. You got to make sure you're here. You got to cook the food. You got to clean up the house. You got to do, and you're all over the place, and you still want more from yourself. You still want to say, I can do some more. Oh, I'm just not. I know I can be a better parent. You are doing a wonderful job, young lady. You're doing a wonderful job, young man. And stop applying so much pressure on yourself in a world that has placed false expectations in your mind. And I'm here to tell you that once you realize, and I'm not saying just say the words and just, use it as a cliche or just, just do the dance or whatever. I'm saying actually believe in your heart, mind, soul, spirit that you're abundant, that your life is where you're supposed to be, that you are great at what you do. Regardless if it's a career, being a mother, father, being a husband, wife, or just being a friend. You are doing a great job, because I guarantee you it could be far worse. It could be so much worse. But again, we have been programmed and taught to expect more. And I'm saying it's okay to challenge yourself. It's okay to push yourself, but don't beat yourself down in the process. And we have done it to ourselves, and it has become routine to us. It has become routine to us to question whether we're doing the right thing. And all in all, most people today are good people. We all have flaws. We all have things we need to improve on. But for the most part, people are good, genuine people. We have scenarios and situations where we go off the path. We have things that we're not so proud of. We have said some things that we wish we could take back. We have done some things we wish we could do over. And those things that happen to us, we have to learn from them. We have to apply those things like, okay, I can't make this mistake again. I can't do this again. And not continue to use it to burn down your house today. And I'm telling you, I am a victim of that same circumstance myself. I do it too. I constantly have to remind myself that, hey, Lamar, hey man, you got this, dude. What are you talking about? I got a buddy from Chicago. He have an old saying like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, stop doing yourself like that. You are killing the game. Like some of you should be, in a mental asylum with the things you've been through. Some of you should be doing 120 years in prison with some of the things you've done. Some of you should be strung out on drugs. Some of you should be a straight stone cold alcoholic. Some of you should be popping pills every day of the week, like to cope with the things that you've been through. But you're here. You're listening to me. You're seeking more help. You're still trying to get better, which is a great thing. But don't use your past mistakes to beat you down. And it's a common mistake that we all do. It's a common mistake that we we fight against ourselves so much. We have so much inside of us that we don't use. The late great Miles Monroe said, "The richest place on earth is not the diamond mines in Calcutta. The richest place on earth is the cemetery, where so many ideas and ambition died with that person. So many books, so many inventions, so many ideas, so many aspirations left this world when that person left." If you could go to the cemetery and dig up all the woulda, all the coulda, all the shoulda, all the ideas that people went to their grave with, there are not enough zeros in the bank that you would accumulate if you could do that. And guess what? There are so many millions and billions of people walking around here alive on earth with so many millions and billions of ideas inside of them. And we're afraid to switch that gear on. We're afraid to constantly believe in ourselves. We're afraid that we will succeed. Success sometimes is some people's hardest thing to accomplish because they are afraid of what they will become. As a child, even in school, I was a very intellectual person early on in life. But because of the status quo and because of, the whole, youth generation in my time, I couldn't show my smartness because that wasn't cool. So I started dumbing myself down. I would be doing a test and I would, stall and take my time just so I wouldn't be the first one to turn my paper in. And I guarantee you there's someone on this podcast tonight that has done the exact same thing. There's so many times you have been on the job and you could do the job and you could do another job, but oftentimes you say, "Oh, I'm not doing it. They don't pay me for that." You dumb yourself down just to fit that dollar amount. How does that and just like Jim Rohn had a good saying, he said, in order to get paid more, you have to do more than you're paid to do. You're not going to get a raise if you're only doing the bare minimum. And that's just not talking about wages, ladies and gentlemen. That's just not talking about wages. If you're only doing the bare minimum, you're not going to get more. It doesn't work like that. You're not guaranteed a 6% raise every year just for living. And this is not about an hourly wage. I'm talking about life. Like, you got to do more for less. I'll never forget, I started doing door-to-door sales. Door-to-door sales. You ask the average American that you got a job for them, and it's door-to-door sales, 100% commission, no hourly pay. And out of 100 people, how many people do you think would take that job? I would say probably 20, maybe 30%. But let me let you in on a little secret. By going door to door, making 100% commission, I was selling products where I was making as little as $20. But it would take me 10, 15 minutes to sell that product. So if I made $20 in 10 to 15 minutes, that's damn near $100 in an hour. Like, you have to understand that if you do more for less, you will gain more. And by going door to door and selling those small ticket items, I made more money than I had made in my whole 35 years of living. But oftentimes people won't do more because they don't want to have to go get out and go knock on the door. They don't have to be out here in the elements where it's raining, it's snowing, it's hot, it's cold. But guess what? I found out that I can go out there and do 2-3 sales a day, which probably took me 2-3 hours a day, and made more than I could make 8 hours on the job, making $10-$20 an hour. Like, because once you realize that if you do more, if you do more for less, you're gonna gain more on the back end. This is a marathon, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody chasing the bag. Everybody want a quick lick. Everybody want instant gratification. But if you do a little, a lot, the outcome is greater. Ask anybody who goes to the gym. If I go to the gym and I put 300 pounds on the bench, and I go in there and I hit that 300 pounds, I'm feeling good that day. Say I hit that 300 pounds 2 times. My max out weight, I'm feeling good. I done hit 300 pounds. I hit it 2 times. I'm feeling good. I'm jacked. And you got a person that takes 100 pounds and does it 30 times. Who gained more that day? Gym trainers will tell you, start light, do a little, a lot. A little, a lot will give you more than a lot, a little. If that makes sense to the people here on the sound of my voice. Because everybody want that quick money, that big lick. I want that big lick, like seriously. And I always resort back to sales, because sales is what got me into this mindset. Because to be a salesperson, you gotta have thick skin. You gotta have a positive attitude. You gotta be constantly having a daily self-analysis about yourself. And you gotta learn how to treat people according to who they are. You can't treat everybody the same. People say, well, I treat everybody the same. You can't. That's impossible, because everybody is not the same. And that's what you have to understand. And that's why I use these same tools and I put them in my personal life. And I said, you know what, man, this is amazing. Because what it takes to get a person engaged in the sales process is the same thing it takes you to get engaged in life. When you break it down and you use it as an analogy or a parable or a metaphor, and you understand that these skills and mechanisms, these things are going to get me to the next level, and I'm not going to stress myself out. I'm not going to kill myself. I'm not going to be thinking about, I got to get the bag. No, I'm thinking about, I got to work on myself. I'm great. I'm killing it. I'm the man. I'm this. I'm that. I can't nobody stop me. I feel good about myself. Oh, yeah. And then every now and then, those old thoughts come up. Be like, oh, you know what? This is what I learned from that. But look who I am today. Look who I am today. I am that dude. It makes you walk with a little pep in your step. It makes you pull those shoulders back a little bit. It puts that extra smile on your face. It makes you be great today. And that's what I'm saying, that we can't allow the thought process that we have learned throughout our lifetime, that has gotten us where we are today, that has made us who we are today, which I'm not taking anything away from that. But when you get to you don't want to plateau. You have a steady rise. You want to have a steady rise. You don't want to peak too soon. You don't want to just go boom, boom and burn yourself out. But you can do a little, a lot, and you can win this marathon. At least you don't have to win it. You just have to stay in the race. Shout out to my father. My father be 70 years old this year. And my dad said, son, in order to get rich, you got to live a long time. In this generation, in this society we live in today, everybody wants to get rich now. Everybody wants to get generational wealth in one setting. Like, it's almost like trying to read, think, and grow rich in one setting. You can't absorb all that information. You can't absorb all those things that it's going to take for you to get there in a short period of time. You got to trickle away. Bit by bit. You got to work day in and day out. Do a little, a lot. Stop trying to do so much in so little time and expecting to get a big gain out of it. A lot of times even like when you think about it, and I'm going to do a quick analogy for you guys as far as like in stocks, you got options and you got shares. right? And me and my son was talking about, we were working on stock market, and with options, you can put like a quick, $1,000 in the option. You can flip it to 5,000 in a matter of minutes in some cases, right? But you take that same $1,000, about $1,000 worth of shares, and it's gonna take a longer time. But my son, we took our last year's whole track record and what we did, and all the options, because we were learning at the same time, all the option plays that we made for the whole year, we probably made 20% over the year. But if we had to put all the money that we dumped in the option, because that's coming from winning, losing, up and down, winning, losing, trying to get back, if we had to put all that in one stock and just let it sat for the whole year, we'd probably had a 40-50% gain without doing anything. Because it's getting a lot every day. It's getting $1, $2 here, $3, $4 here. Every day it's piling up. And you're not losing as much when you're talking about options, because it fluctuates so much. You may lose, you put 1,000, you might lose a quick 600. And now you got 400 left, then you might gain 800. Then you might lose 2. Then you might gain 1,000. Then you might lose 3. Then you might lose 2. Then you might lose 4. Then you might gain 1,500. Like, it goes up and down. But with that option, with them shares, you had to drop that same amount of money in that stock and let it sat for that whole year's time. You probably would have increased your profitability by 10, 20, 30%. And that's how life is. Sometimes we're trying to do so much. We got money over here. We got doing this. We working this job. We got this. We doing that. We doing that. You got money spread out everywhere. You're gaining and you're losing. You're gaining. You're losing. You're losing. You're gaining. But if you had to focus and did a lot in one area, guess what? You probably it would have took less work, less stress, less worry, less responsibility, less time. So stop expecting yourself to be perfect and do a lot. Work on yourself daily. Pump yourself up. You got this, sis. You got this, bro. I'm talking about, it's not that hard. And you just gotta stop. You gotta get out your own way. Start where you at today. Start small. I don't care if you're doing 10 push-ups. 10 push-ups a day is better than 0. Or it's better than going to the gym once a month. Do a lot. Reading 2 pages a day is better than reading 0. It's better than trying to sit down and read 3 chapters in one night and never pick up the book for the rest of the month. Read 2 pages a day. You'll get farther along in the book. I just want to tap this in. I want to reach somebody today. I hope it really touched somebody's spirit, and just understand that don't get caught up in trying to be perfect. Stop being so hard on yourself. Give yourself that self-pep talk. Look in that mirror while you're brushing teeth, like, man, oh boy, you got it going on. Sit, bro, girl, dang, you finna kill it today. And if you don't, guess what? It's okay. We live to fight another day. I love you all. I love you all. Y'all tap in again. Be great today. Peace.